We're celebrating Big Hero 6 with another Melick Adventures collaboration, so let's get cracking! Hello all my explorers and welcome back to Loren's Adventures Out There. And if you're new, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. My name is Loren and I'm with Castle Capes and Clones, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. We talk Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, The Muppets, 20th Century, Disney Plus, ABC, Hulu, National Geographic. If it's about Disney, we're talking about it. So if you like that kind of content, we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. So we are back again for another Melick's Adventure collaboration. These are collaborations hosted by Ben and Danielle over at Melick Adventures, obviously. They do 2 a month based on a movie or Pixar, animated movie or Pixar movie. And you can really do whatever you want to do. Some people draw, some people make ears, some people make cocktails or recipe. It really is different. What I like to do are deep dives into looking at some of the artists involved in these films, or some of the history, or this or that. And today I thought I would talk about the Marvel origins of Big Hero 6. So, as you might know, I recently concluded my series from 0 to 60, in which I looked at the films of the Walt Disney Animation Studios in chronological order. In my episode of Big Hero 6, I did talk about the origins being from Marvel, but I didn't go so deep into it. And I thought it might be fun to look at kind of some of the characters and how they've evolved from the comics into the movie. So Marvel Entertainment was acquired in 2009 by Disney, and then and now CEO Bob Iger wanted the various departments of Disney to look at some of the properties of Marvel and see how they might synergistically use those IPs in their products. And so producer Don Hall decided to look at the Marvel database and kind of saw something that was so obscure that he thought that he might be able to adapt it to film. And that, of course, was Big Hero 6. It was a Japanese super team. And we'll talk about the origins in the comics today. The supergroup known as Big Hero 6 was created by Steven T. Seagal and Duncan Rouleau, who would later co-found Man of Action and go on to create such shows as Ben 10 and Zack Storm. Like Excalibur was to the United Kingdom and Alpha Flight to Canada, Big Hero 6 was created to protect the citizens of Japan. The Japanese government consulted the Giri, a group of powerful politicians and businessmen. Heading their team, they chose Silver Samurai, who X-Men fans might recognize as one of their villains. He had eventually become a freelance Ronin and decided to become the field commander for this group. Next up was Secret Agent Honey Lemon, a scientist who invented the nanotechnology-based Power Purse, from which he can pull any object. It was changed in the film to make Honey Lemon actually Latina, and that she could pull different kinds of chemicals out of her purse instead of any particular object. Then came criminal Gogo Tamago, who could turn her body into a blazing force when she said her code name. She was released from prison on condition of serving with the team. So obviously in the film, she was not a prisoner. She was a student. And her powers were that she had discs that could make her move very fast. And then the final members were a boy genius named Hiro Takachiho, whose last name is changed to Hamada for the film, who declines membership at first because he is unimpressed with Silver Surfer until his mother is kidnapped by the group's first supervillain, Irath. So obviously this is much changed from the comic book into the film. Hero is more of the leader and creator of Big Hero 6 and has an entirely different backstory. Hero also creates Baymax, a robot that can transform into a dragon using his father's brainwaves. And then again, another change where they have made Baymax solely a robot that is made out of huggable material and put into a Iron Man kind of suit. Shortly thereafter, famed Japanese X-Men Sunfire joins the team as their leader. Wasabi and Fred don't show up until a later iteration of the team. Wasabi, known as Wasabi no Ginger in the comics, is a trained Japanese chef who can use his ki energy to create knives that can paralyze people. The character in the movie is an African American student who can also create knives that can paralyze people. And then finally we have Fred, also known as Fredzilla. In the comics, he can transform into a giant Godzilla-style monster, whereas in the film, he is a nerdy kid who has a monster costume that has some monster abilities to it. The changes in the team for the movie make sense for the most part, given that they changed the setting to the fictional San Francisco, a blend of San Francisco and Tokyo. The characters of Silver Samurai and Sunfire would have to be removed regardless, since at the time, Marvel and Disney did not own the film rights to the X-Men. The team was very short-lived, with the film version being more well-known now. Even most comic fans will admit that the Disney version is an improved version. So that's a little bit about Big Hero 6 and how they changed from the comic books to the movies. I also agree that it is a much improved property being in Disney's hands, and I absolutely love Big Hero 6. Did you watch Big Hero 6? Let me know in the comments below if you loved it or hated it, or somewhere in between. And thank you again to Ben and Danielle for hosting this collaboration. There are many channels that are involved. Check them all out down below. And if you enjoyed yourself, we would love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. Visit us on all of our socials down below, and visit our website at www.castlescapesandclones.com. And with that, we will see you later. Bye!